top home while the country deals with the housing crisis. The purchase made just months before an election where housing and living costs are key issues has drawn negative reactions from both political opponents and some within its own party who called the move insensitive. And now taking a quick look at the weather here. It's currently 22 degrees Celsius in Busan City under mostly clear skies. Temperatures today will range between 20 and 25. And that will have to do it for this hour's news. Thank you for joining us. You're listening to BEFM 부산영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM 부산영어방송.
Coming up next is Midday Mate with Nick Greenwood. BEFM 부산영어방송.
Cheese is one of the most beloved foods in the world. Not everyone likes cheese, but those who like it, they love it. Cheese comes in endless varieties, each with a unique flavor, texture, and story. Some are sharp and bold, others creamy and mellow. From crumbly blues to melty mozzarellas, the world of cheese offers a delicious adventure. With so many varieties of cheese available, it can be hard to know where to start. So today, we're going to talk about the most loved cheeses. It's Wednesday, October the 16th, 2024. This is Midday Mate. Let's go.
Don't have to be alone. Just one love is all you need to know when you're feeling all alone. You might need somebody, you might need somebody to
That was You Might Need Somebody by Turley Richards. Now, this song was first recorded in 1980 by American singer and guitarist Turley Richards. The following year, jazz and R&B singer and songwriter Randy Crawford released her version as well, which ended up reaching number 11 in the UK. Turley Richards moved to Los Angeles with an ensemble in the early 1960s, but his band failed and he returned to West Virginia. Later in the 60s, he moved to New York City, playing Upper East Side bars and eventually finding success. Known as the West Virginia superstar, his debut album was released on Warner Bros. Records in 1970, and he scored 2 minor hit singles in the early 1970s. A very chill, almost slightly romantic way to open up a Wednesday here. It's Hump Day. Everybody, how are you doing? You're live in the studio in Busan this Wednesday afternoon. This show is Midday Mate, and you're listening to us on BEFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Jeongwan and Noksan areas. I am your host, Nick, and I hope you're doing well today. We got a few messages coming in. Straight off the bat, we have Benny Nim. Welcome, saying happy Hump Day, Nick, Na PD and fellow mates. Happy Hump Day to you as well, my friend. Soinim, hello, welcome to the show. Sangmin Park Nim, it is good to see you. 미역셀리님 as well, messaging in saying 상쾌한 수요일이에요. 매일 Midday Mate 들으면서 햇빛 쐬고 걷는 게 루틴이 되었는데요. 오늘은 이렇게 예쁜 꽃이 핀 나무도 봤어요. 행복의 조각을 줍는 느낌이 들어요. And they sent a picture of this beautiful, it's a green tree of course, but it's got these lovely little orange, are they flowers? Is it like a flower? It looks like flowers, but orange flowers. I've never seen flowers like that. I wonder what type it is, but it's beautiful. And I'm really glad that it's become your routine. And I hope the next couple of hours you have a good listen and you have a fantastic walk. And stay warm, because it might be getting chilly these days, right? It's good to see you all. Hello, Jin Lee Nim. Welcome to the show, mates. How you doing? We've got great stuff coming your way. I'm going to tell you what's coming up. In hour number 1, we've got Listomania. And this is where we introduce various kinds of list. And as I mentioned in the introduction, we're talking about cheese. Cheese. Most love cheeses. Now, for those of you who didn't know, I am a cheese aficionado, which means I love cheese. 치즈를 엄청 좋아합니다. I eat it as much as I can. I mean, these days, it's quite fatty, so I try not to. But I enjoy it whenever I get the opportunity. So we're going to be talking about that in Listomania. After that, Cheryl will be here for What's the Word? And this is where we look at the evolution of words, where they came from, how they've changed over time. And it's going to be interesting because every week I learn something new about the English language. So hopefully you will too. And then it doesn't stop. In hour number 2, we have today's quote. This is where we introduce encouraging quotes from famous people, and then bite-sized banter after that, daily fun conversations with a theme, and Kimberly will be here to introduce that to us. Don't Make a Scene will follow, where we introduce useful English expressions after listening to a short clip. And then rounding things off is Poetry in Motion, and we introduce Korean poems in English, and we explore the beauty of the original works too. And of course, I'll be checking your messages throughout the show. Now, if you wanted a reason to message in, but you weren't quite sure what to say, I'm going to give you a topic, something to kind of get your brain stimulated. It is lunchtime. A lot of you are probably thinking about food, right? Maybe you're thinking about food. Maybe you're hungry. 배고프신가요? I'm going to talk about cheese for today. So today's question of the day is, what's the best food to eat with cheese? What is the best food to eat with cheese? 치즈와 함께 먹을 때 가장 맛있는 음식은 무엇인가요? 오늘의 텍스트 토픽 질문입니다. 치즈와 함께 먹을 때 가장 맛있는 음식은 무엇인가요? What do you like to eat with cheese? I'll get you started. I mean, he said food. The question was food. I like wine and cheese. Red wine mixed with a strong cheese, like blue cheese, gorgonzola. Something like that is always delicious. If you have to choose food, crackers, maybe sometimes apple and pickle is quite nice. Let me know. What do you like to eat with cheese? You could even say ramyeon, because cheese ramyeon is also quite good. Although I will say that the cheese that goes on top of ramyeon is not real cheese. And we'll talk more about that later. You can send your messages into pound 9050, 샵 9050, which will cost you 101. A Kakao Talk message, just search for BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. You can also download the smartphone app and just search for the BFM app that way. Or even better, go onto our YouTube channel, just type in BEFM and look for the live show. Come see me in the studio, talk with all the mates in the chatting box, and have a bit of fun. We've got Drift Monkey coming in with their suggestion of cheese. Toasted sandwich. Yeah, you mean like grilled cheese sandwiches. Yeah, that's good. But it also depends what kind of cheese you use, because you can use a lot of different cheese. They're also saying ham and cheese. 햄하고 치즈가 너무 맛있어요 라고 하셨어요. Yeah, ham and cheese toast, ham and cheese sandwiches. Very, very popular indeed. Benny Nim saying the best food to eat with cheese is pasta. Pasta, like carbonara and spaghetti. I like to add cheese on the top of the sauce, like parmesan or cheddar. Oh yeah, parmesan. You need to have parmesan on top of like spaghetti bolognese. That cheese, that really strong flavored cheese, then it melts into the sauce and the meat. Ah, bellissimo. It's so good. Keep sending your messages in. We're going to go over those. Before that, we're going to take a song break. And this is a request song by Miok Stellayinim. This is Just the Two of Us by Cyril Amy and Diego Figueiredo.
I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. Just the two of us, building castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I. We look for love, no time for tears. Wasted water's all that is, and it don't make no flowers grow. Good things might come to those who wait, not for those who wait too late. We gotta go for all we know, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. Whoa. Just the two of us, building castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I. Day da da day, day da da day, day da da day, da 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 day, day da da day, day da da day, day da da day, day da day, day away, far away, better than. 들려고 반드로 다 들려도 돼 I hear the crystal raindrops falling on the window down the hall, and it becomes the morning dew. And darling, when the morning comes and I see the morning sun, I want to be the one with you. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. Day da da day. Day da da day. Day da 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 day. Da da day. Day da 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 day. Day da 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 day. Day da da day. Da da day. That away. That away. Day da 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 day. But day da 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 day. Day da day. That day. Ding da 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 day, ding da 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 day, day da da day, da da day, that away, that away.
That was Just the Two of Us by Cyril, Amy and Diego Figueiredo. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but it's a lovely song requested by Mioksteliinim. Thank you very much. Drift Monkeynim like that, saying, oh, it reminds me of cafes. 너무 좋아요 라고 하셨습니다. Great song. I love the vibe. Puts me in the mood for a hump day. Also, Mioksteliinim talked about her favorite favorite cheese. Because we're talking about cheese today. Saying scrambled eggs 만들 때도 parmesan cheese 넣으면 풍미가 좋아져요. 저는 치즈 좋아해서 냉장고에 항상 서너 가지 치즈를 구비해둬요. Oh, that's wise. Gotta stock the fridge with cheese, but make sure it doesn't go moldy. Unless it's blue cheese or Stilton cheese, which is already moldy. Then that's fine. Yeah. Neil님 saying 치즈 떡볶이, 모짜렐라 치즈 핫도그, 더블 치즈 라면. 오, 완전 한국인이시군요. Every cheese thing on there was a Korean style of cheese, which is interesting. Yeah, I mean, cheese is great on Korean food. I discovered that cheese is really good on 조개구이, which I would have never imagined, but it's delicious. We've got more messages coming in here. 소이님 saying 사과에 까망베르 치즈 잘 어울려요. 사과 한쪽은 피넛 버터랑 다른 한쪽은 카멘베르 치즈랑 아침에 하나씩 먹으면 좋아요. That sounds really good. That sounds like one of those snacks I would have to kind of have a little bit of energy if I'm really hungry. Like a quick, semi-healthy snack. So I like that. Yeah, camembert cheese and apple is really good. 진리님, of course, saying 어제 가족과 함께 와인과 치즈 먹었어요. 축구 경기도 봤어요. 그 이후 흑백 요리사 10회 다시 즐겁게 봤어요. You're watching 흑백 요리사. My wife is watching that too. She loves it. She loves it. I refuse to watch it because I get too into it. I get really into cooking shows. Like, I get into Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen and, the Kitchen Nightmares. But then I can't stop watching it, so I need to hold back. So chilly. Stay warm, keep the breeze out of your house. And then she said, I can't think of food with cheese other than pizza that I like anyway. Pizza is a classic with cheese, especially margarita, because that's a mozzarella cheese. Or is it mozzarella? Yeah, it's a different type of mozzarella cheese, but it's delicious anyway. Lots of cheese coming in. Jinli Nim saying they like smoked cheese with fruit. Yeah, the kind of like sausage-shaped cheese, like the German style, I guess. Very delicious with fruit as well. 꼼꼼님, welcome to the show. Great to see you. Saying 치즈도 좋아하고 조개구이도 좋아하는데 치즈랑 조개구이를 같이 먹는 건 이상하게 안 먹어지더라고요. I used to think the same thing. A lot of Italian people say 해산물 and cheese do not mix. But I beg to differ, because when the lovely, lady 사장님 gave me free cheese for the 조개구이, it was 신세계였어요. It was really good. But yeah, some people might not like it. Anyway, lots of cheese talk today. We're going to talk about the most loved cheeses. Now, there are so many types of cheese. We can't talk about them all. But we're going to go over some of the most popular. And on the list, we have Swiss cheese. You know Swiss cheese, right? The one with the holes in it. It's the stereotypical cheese, right? When you think of cheese, the first image that might come to mind is Swiss cheese. It's got holes in it. And it's kind of like mozzarella, but it has a bit more flavor, some people say. It's the Emmental cheese, I think that's how you pronounce it, is one of the types of Swiss cheese, and it's known for those holes. And during fermentation, the bacteria releases carbon dioxide, which gives it a distinct flavor. It's made from cow's milk, has a bit of a nutty flavor. And there are lots of different types. I've got a list here. I can't pronounce any of them because they're in the Swiss language, or is that French? Gruyere, Appenzella. Some of them have a spicier flavor. And the holes can vary in size depending on the cheese's age, which is very interesting. Kind of like on a tree, the rings on a tree tell you how old the tree is. The size of a hole on the Swiss cheese tells you how old it is as well. And Swiss cheese can be made without holes. They call it blind cheese, which very interesting, this story of cheese. Next on the list, we have Gouda. Gouda. It's very good. That was terrible. Gouda is a Dutch cheese. It's from the Netherlands, and it's named after a city, the city of Gouda in the Netherlands. It's made from cow's milk and is one of the oldest recorded cheeses still made today. It's smooth, creamy, mild, slightly sweet flavor, and then as it ages, it kind of caramelizes. So it matures, like most cheeses do. There are lots of cheeses on this list, and you know what? I know British food is not considered the best in the world. I'm very aware of that. But I have to say, British cheese is some of the best. I think after Italian, maybe on par with French, I would say British cheese is in the top 3. The one good thing about British food, I would say. Brie is next on the list, and Brie is, of course, a French cheese. France is very famous for their cheese, and Brie is super popular. It's delicious too. It's creamy, and it's great for putting on crackers, eating with a bit of fruit as well. It often comes with that white rind, that white skin. If you're looking on YouTube, you can see the picture. When I was young, I used to cut it out and not eat it because I thought it was wax for some reason. So I never ate it. But it turns out you can eat it, and it's delicious. It creates a different kind of 식감, a different kind of texture of the cheese, and it's delicious. Brie, I'm sure a lot of people do love, even listening to the show right now. Next on the list, one that is essential for Italian cooking, Parmesan Reggiano? Parmesan, right? With my bad Italian accent. Parmesan, or as it's known in Italy as Parmigiano Reggiano, is a hard granular cheese that is used for toppings on food. Like, what is it? You scratch it on the grate, you grate it, right? You grate it, and it just creates this strong flavor, melts into anything you put it on. It is delicious. 꼼꼼님생 영국 치즈가 유명한 줄은 전혀 몰랐네요. Wow. Well, I'm going to tell you why it is. Because, cheddar cheese? Not cheddar cheese in Korea. You see that sliced cheese. 슈퍼에 가면 이 체더 치즈라고 적혀 있잖아요. 그건 체더 치즈가 아닙니다. That's plastic cheese. In England, we call it plastic cheese because it looks like plastic and it tastes like plastic. But it is good on hamburgers and it's good on ramyeon. Real cheddar cheese is from the UK. And cheddar cheese originated in Somerset in England. It's made from cow's milk and it can be quite strong, quite mature. So if you want real cheddar cheese, you can buy it in certain shops. And I do recommend it. It's great on crackers. It's great on I don't know, it's great. I just like eating cheese by the block. It's delicious. Now, our producer has showed a picture of cheese, but that is not cheddar cheese. That's plastic cheese, PD님. That's 한국에서만 cheddar cheese라고 불리는 것 같아요. Change the picture. That's not cheddar cheese. That's an insult to cheese. It is good on certain things. But cheddar cheese is usually very pale yellow, but it's incredibly strong, and it is delicious in hamburgers as well. So cheddar cheese, if you want to try the original British cheese, try real cheddar cheese. Another one, you like blue cheese? Kind of similar to Gorgonzola. Blue cheese, or Stilton, there's a picture. Yeah, that's some deep yellow cheddar cheese. That's also really good. Yeah, Gloucestershire cheese, I think. Another British cheese is Stilton. You heard of Stilton? Blue cheese. It's the one with mold on it. It's got, blue bits of mold. I love it. All of my friends, my family members, they're not big fans of blue cheese because it smells. But blue cheese and Stilton, it is so heavenly. If you mix it with chicken and mushroom pies, you mix it in a hamburger as well, it tastes delicious. 꼼꼼님, kind of 공감행 with me, saying 진짜 저도 슈퍼에서 볼 때마다 뭔가 플라스틱 같다고 생각했어요. 제 말이요. I totally agree, yeah. It is good. It is good on some situations, but I do not call it cheese. All right, let's see. We've got more here. I've got one here from the Italians. The Italians, I would say, do have the best cheese. They have mozzarella, right? Mozzarella. It's the perfect cheese on pizza, on salads. Oh, salads as well. It's good on salads. It's soft, it's mild. It's made from buffalo's milk or cow's milk, and it's actually really easy to make. I tried to make it, and I failed, but that's because I didn't have the right type of milk. But you can make it with just milk and vinegar, and you just have to mix it and boil it. It's really easy to make, and it's delicious. Perfect for pizza, perfect for salad. Sprinkling it on top of gyudong as well is pretty good, I think. If you're looking on YouTube Live, you can see the picture. It usually comes in those mozzarella balls. But the list could go on and on, right? Like feta cheese is really good. I've got a big, long list here. I want to read them all, but we don't have time. Ricotta cheese, halloumi cheese, a Monterey Jack cheese. You know what? American cheese, people say it's not that great, but I don't think it's that bad. Monterey Jack cheese and pepper jack cheese, 진짜 맛있는 것 같아요. I really do like that. Anyway, I'm getting way too into this. 소이님 saying 토마토랑 모짜렐라 치즈랑 바질이랑 그 샐러드 이름 뭐였죠? Isn't it caprice? caprese. 발음은 잘 모르겠지만 caprice or caprise라고 하는 것 같아요. It's a delicious salad for sure. All right. Anyway, I've talked too much about cheese. My mouth is watering. We're going to take a song break and then we'll be right back. We're going to listen to Still the One by Orleans. You just listened to Still the One by Orleans. Welcome back to Midday Mate, everyone. It's 12:36 in the afternoon. You're listening to Midday Mate. We're talking about cheese today, and I love it. Lots of cheese. It's got everyone excited as well. 미역셀리님 saying 겨울에 프랑스 여행 가시면 몬드 치즈 추천해요라고 하셨어요. 몬드. I don't know, it sounds like a 프랑스 향수 브랜드 같아요. It's very French and sounds delicious. I've never tried it. 몬드. I'm going to check that one out as well. But anyway, right now it's time for some word origin stories with Cheryl for What's the Word? Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're forgetting the time of day.
I am. I woke up late today, so it's like morning didn't even happen.
How are you doing?
I'm so good.
Yeah, you weren't here
I love
last
this
week.
weather.
It's great.
Yeah.
How was your last week?
Oh, it was fantastic. My daughter had a surfing competition.
How did she do?
First place.
No way.
Yes.
1등했네요. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, you must be proud.
I'm really happy with her, yeah.
So what's next?
So next is another surfing competition this weekend.
It never ends.
It doesn't end. This is the season.
That's awesome. Oh, that's great news. I'm very happy for you and your daughter. Now, for What's the Word, we usually go over a word and we discuss the origins and the future. Before that, though, we were talking a bit during the song break, and I asked Cheryl, being from Australia partly, what kind of Australian cheese is well known, because I can't say that I know any Australian cheeses off the top of my head. So, yeah.
So I'd have to say Bega.
Bega.
Yeah, it's it's a little town and it's located quite close to where my dad lives.
Okay.
Down on the southern coast of New South Wales.
Yeah.
It's tiny, but it's so well known for cheese.
What flavour would you describe it as?
So they do a couple of different cheeses, but one of them is a really beautiful sharp cheddar.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually available in Korea now.
Wow.
I went to the grocery store and I was in the cheese section and I was shocked to see Bega cheese is available in the cheese section. I'm so happy.
비가라는 호주 치즈 살 수 있대요. From just your normal supermarket or like the bigger chained supermarkets?
Oh, it's in the big chain supermarkets.
The big chain supermarkets. Bega, B-E-G-A.
Yeah.
If you want to try some Australian cheese, Bega's the one.
Bega's definitely the one.
For sure. Great. So today, are we talking about cheese? I have a feeling we are.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
So let's see if the listeners can guess what the word is for today.
Okay.
Our word for today is the word for an ancient food whose origin predates recorded history.
Ooh.
There's no conclusive evidence that indicates where the making of this food originated, nor is there anything about the actual origin of the word that we named it.
Okay.
The earliest proposed dates for the origin of the food range from around 8,000 BCE.
Wow.
And this food is still popular today, and it's one of my absolute favorites.
Okay, so it's 10,000 years old. Mm-hmm. Wow, I have no... yeah, you're right. It's probably not in recorded history. So 8,000 years BC, so 10,000 years ago from today, 만년 전에. I don't know. I don't want to be mean to old people from 10,000 years ago, but like grains and dirt, I don't know. What did they eat like 10,000 years ago? Is it going to be plant-based, animal-based?
Well, it's believed that this food actually came about by accident.
Like tea? Like when it accidentally fell into the hot water?
Yeah, kind of like that.
In China or something, right? Yeah. Okay. Tell us more. Another hint. Accident. Is it a dairy product?
Well, yes, it is.
Okay. Is it today's topic?
It is.
Cheese. What a coincidence. We're talking about cheese. Now, I know the Dutch, they like to have their claim as the oldest cheese. I think they claim Gouda is one of the oldest cheese in recorded history. So maybe it is. But you're saying it's actually unknown.
Yeah, nobody knows.
There you go.
Nobody knows where it came from.
그럼 오늘은 치즈에 대해서 이야기하겠습니다. Cheese, the origin of it. Yeah.
So not only is cheese centuries old, but the word itself has a really long etymology and has evolved over the centuries and over the ages.
Okay, let's start with what cheese is. For anyone who has just came to this planet recently, what is cheese?
So the definition of cheese is a food consisting of coagulated and compressed, usually ripened, curds of milk that's separated from the whey.
That word, coagulated.
Coagulated.
It just makes me cringe.
But it it makes you want to eat it.
Coagulated, C-O-A-G-U-L-A-T-E. Coagulate. 약간 선지 만들 때 coagulated blood, right? Like there's the Korean dish of 선지국, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's what is it? Dried blood?
Yeah.
I guess you call that coagulated blood. It's kind of 다 뭉쳐가지고 it's become a physical thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I prefer cheese.
I prefer cheese, yeah. So you also mentioned the word whey.
Yeah, whey is the watery part of milk.
Okay. Oh, it's the watery part. Mm-hmm. I thought it was the opposite because you get whey protein and it's the floury, powdery thing.
For cheese, it's the watery bit.
I learned something new. Okay, so it's the watery part of milk, and then you said this was created by accident 10,000 years ago.
Yeah. Nobody's sure exactly when the production of cheese began since it predates recorded history, but it's thought that people developed cheese by accident as a result of storing milk in a container made from the stomach of an animal, and it resulted in the milk being turned into curd and whey by the rennet, so but the acids in the stomach. Yeah. But there's no evidence where exactly cheese making originated.
You know what? That makes sense because someone out there is bound to have been careless with their milk. Mm-hmm. I'm sure a lot of people discovered cheese by accident then, having their bad milk stored in the goat's stomach and
I've discovered a lot of things by accident in my refrigerator recently.
Blue sour cream is a new one for me. So where does the word cheese come from?
So the word cheese is thought to be borrowed from the Latin word cassis. Oh. But like the origin of the food, the origin of the word is unknown. It's believed that the borrowed word was tied to the older West Germanic language, and we'll try this.
Okay.
I'm here to butcher more origin words.
Go for it.
Casauas was the first reference to cheese.
Okay, so from Germanic language, Casauas, something like that. Mm-hmm. But it's very different from the current pronunciation and spelling of cheese.
It is. So from the West Germanic, we get kasi, K-A-S-I. The word was then adopted by the Dutch, which you mentioned earlier, and became kas, K-A-S-S. Sorry, K-A-A-S.
Okay, so it's not beer, is
no,
it?
It's not.
Beer. It's a Dutch word. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I understand that the word kasiwas was believed to have been borrowed from Latin, and now it changed to kas. But still far off from being associated with cheese.
Mm-hmm. The earliest source of the word is from the Proto-Indo-European root quat, which means to ferment or become sour, and that gave rise to what followed in Old English after the Dutch word kas.
Okay, interesting. So I'm assuming the Old English word is closer to the modern day word.
It was "sees" or "sees" in Old English, which later became cheese, C-H-E-S-E, and spelled C-H-E-S-E in Middle English.
Oh, we're getting closer, much closer. Okay, so I have a question. Across the Romance languages, there's a very similar word. We have a very similar word for cheese. It's just England is different. English is different. Yeah.
Exactly. The French, fromage.
Yeah.
Italian, formaggio. The Breton, fromage.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
Why? Why are they the same?
So when the Romans began to make hard cheese for the legionnaires' supplies, the new word started to be used. It was formidicum. And this came from Cassius formatus, or cheese shaped in a mold. And it's from this that the word that the Romance language standards evolved.
Oh, interesting. So it was literally named after a person. Well, no, it was named after cheese shaped in a mold because I know the name Cassius is a person in Italian, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. But Cassius would be like the mold, the case.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So cheese
formatas.
case.
Interesting. So it has other meanings as well, right?
It does. Apart from the many types of cheese, there are many slang meanings of the word cheese.
Mm-hmm.
So in 1896, the word cheese meant something cheap and shabby. And the adjective use of cheese ball to indicate something that is cheesy dates only back as far as about the 1980s.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess, yeah, because we used to say, oh, so cheesy, right?
Yeah.
I guess my parents' generation and their generation before, if you'd have said cheesy to them, they would have just thought a flavour of cheese. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't have known the slang. Interesting. Very interesting. So it's a popular use of the word cheese, and pretty much everyone knows as well is when we take a photo.
Yes, right.
We say cheese.
In 1930, it was used as a photographer's word to make the person or people they were taking a photo of hold a smile. The forced smile involved in making the E sound was great for photos.
It makes sense. And I guess that's why in Korea, kimchi works as well, because you have to...
Exactly. Kimchi.
You're forced to smile.
Yeah.
There you go. So what other slang words do we have for the word cheese?
So this is an interesting one. Mm-hmm. In the 1520s, there was the notion that the moon was made of green cheese.
I mean, have you not seen Wallace and Gromit?
I have, yeah, of course.
The moon is made of Wensleydale or something. Cheese Gromit. Okay, so even back then, they thought the moon might have been made of cheese. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
In 1546, the Proverbs of John Haywood claimed the moon is made of green cheese. It's believed that green, G-R-E-E-N-E, may not refer to the colour as many think, but as being new or unaged.
Oh, like a fresh cheese. Torrigan, like not yet ripe, I guess, for lack of a better word. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And variations of this have been around for a long time, and NASA used this myth for an April Fool's Day joke announcement in 2006.
They said the moon is made of cheese.
NASA said the moon is made of green cheese.
You know, people, because it's NASA, people would believe them. I would probably read the article twice if it was NASA. Yeah, that's why it's important to check the dates. I don't know, in Korea, like, what do they call it? Manujal. Is it a big thing here? Pidinim, is Manujal a thing here? Do people tell lies on April Fool's Day here, or is it not really a thing? Sometimes. Sabasa, person by person. Do people still believe this?
Maybe kids.
Maybe kids. Yeah. So what other uses of the word cheese do we have?
So in 1835, the term to make cheeses referred to when a schoolgirl turned around so quickly that their petticoat, which was an underskirt.
Like the Marilyn Monroe twirl?
Yeah, inflated and blew out in a circle and then dropped down. So when it came down, it rested inflated and resembled a wheel of cheese.
Wow. Make a cheese, or make cheeses. Mm-hmm. So if your daughter's trying on wedding dresses and you want her to twirl, say, make cheeses. And then they turn around. Wow, that's so cool. Very interesting. Now, there are more. There's so many expressions to do with cheese. There's the term, the big cheese. I've heard this a lot. What is the big cheese?
So it's an expression used to describe someone in an important position like Pidinim.
Yes.
He's the big cheese.
Right.
It came from an American English expression around 1914 and was used in the form to cut a big cheese, which was an expression for looking important.
Oh, they have the important task of cutting the big cheese. So they are the big cheese. I think I don't use this, but I might use it. If I walk into a building full of people, I don't know who the leader is. I'm like, hey, who's the big cheese? Where's the boss? 사장님 어디 계시죠? Where's the big cheese? Yeah, that's a really interesting one. So it went from cutting cheese to looking important. How did that happen?
So in the 19th century, huge wheels of cheese, especially from the state of Wisconsin, which is known for cheeses, were displayed as publicity stunts by retailers, and they were usually cut by important people like the sitting president at the time.
Oh, wow. I guess it's like today's cutting of the ribbon.
Oh, yeah.
It's
exactly.
a very ceremonial event.
Yeah.
So historically, what other meanings has cheese had? I'm sure we could be here all day.
So as a verb, cheese has meant to stop what you're doing and run off, which was a thieves' slang around 1812. It was a warning of danger.
Yes, I've heard. Cheese it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite TV shows as a kid, the main character, it was a cartoon, the main character loved to say cheese it when he was stealing something, and then he'd run off and say cheese it, which means run away. 도망가. Let's run away. It was Futurama, the Matt Groening show. But cheese it, yeah, I love that expression. So the thief might have said, cheese it, the cops are here. 도망가자 빨리. Yeah, okay, interesting.
There are a few theories why cheese it was used to warn of danger. Among those is that it's a variant of cease it.
Oh.
Because they do sound a little bit similar, so it makes sense.
Cease it, 그만하세요, stop it. Yeah. To cease means to stop. That makes sense, how it could sound similar. Now, other slang forms of cheese, what do we have?
So there are some others from around 1841. We've got the adjective form of cheese, a British slang term with obscure origins, cheesed, which means to be disgruntled or exasperated, which did eventually make its way overseas. I remember using it in the 1980s to express anger at something. Yeah. If I was angry, I'd say, I'm cheesed off at the situation or the person.
It's just replacing the bad words with cheese. Yeah, I guess you could say it in front of kids. You know, 아이들 앞에서
it's quite tame.
나쁜 말을 안 하고 싶어서 I'm so cheesed off. 라고 할 수 있을 것 같아요. Interesting stuff. So the meaning of cheese has definitely changed. And of course, you know, eventually cheesy became a term, right? Cheesy, kind of corny. I guess that's the closest word, right? Yeah. So to close it off, what is your favorite use of the word cheese?
I think my favorite use of the word cheese is cheesecake.
Oh, delicious stuff, delicious stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Tell us about cheesecake.
So the word came about in the 15th century and is, of course, the compound of cheese and cake. When put together, they make a delicious dessert. But interestingly, in the 18th century, the word was used to describe something soft or effeminate.
Oh, okay. Cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
Oh, very interesting. It almost sounds like an insult, like, come here, cheesecake. You know, like, almost like, come here, princess. Or kind of almost derogatory in a way, saying that to someone. Very interesting. We went over the word cheese, and we got a minute. All right, there's a slang definition these days, right? What is the meaning? So
when you can't decide if you like something or not, like if you get a new haircut and you don't know if you really like it, you could say, I'm cheesecake about this new haircut.
I'm cheesecake about this new haircut. 요즘 세대가 이렇게 말하는 거죠.
Yeah.
Does your daughter say that?
No. Okay. It's not necessarily Gen Alpha. I think it's more of a Gen Z kind of expression.
Okay. Wow, there you go.
But we can bring it back.
We can try. I know we'll fail. Our generations have gone.
Yeah, cheesecake about what I'm going to do today.
That's great. I love it. Well, Cheryl, thank you so much for bringing us the origins of cheese. A lot of people were happy for your return. 소희님 saying, 와, 진짜 보고 싶었어요.
Thank you. Yeah, I missed you guys too.
It's good to have you back. And I look forward to next week's word. All right, take care.
See you next week.
All right, everyone, don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in the second half very soon. This is Beautiful Things by Benson Boone.
For a while there it was rough, but lately I've been doing better than the last 4 cold Decembers I recall. And I see my family every month. I found a girl my parents love. She'll come and stay the night, and I think I might have it all. And I thank God every day for the girl He sent my way. But I know the things He gives me, He can take away. And I hold you every night, and that's a feeling I wanna get used to. But there's no man as terrified as the man who stands to lose you. Oh, I hope I don't lose you. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please don't take. I found my mind, I'm feeling sane. It's been a while, but I'm finding my faith. If everything's good and it's great, why do I sit and wait till it's gone? Oh, I tell you, I know I've got enough. I've got peace and I've got love, but I'm up at night thinking I just might lose it all. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. I need these beautiful things that I've got.
During the hot summer season, typhoons can make landfall here in Korea unexpectedly. To prepare for this type of situation, please follow these guidelines. First, close all doors and windows and stay inside. Listen to your radio or tune into your TV for more information and keep your weather radio handy.
태풍은 내일 새벽 3시
Avoid dangerous places such as flood-prone areas and landslide hazard areas. Turn off all utilities such as gas and appliances. Do not go near construction sites or any hazardous areas where you may get swept away by rapids. Let's keep these things in mind so that we can all have a safe, hot summer season. This is brought to you by BEFM 부산영어방송.
엄마, 나 용돈 좀 올려줘.
이거 친구가 준 거예요.
아이들의 일상을 관심 있게 들여다보면 도박으로 힘겨워하는 아이들의 구조 신호가 들립니다. 다양한 형태로 드러나는 청소년 도박. 그들의 구조 신호에 응답해주세요. 공익광고협의회.
The time is now 1 o'clock.
See the sun is showing town for only 50 cents.
Step right up, hurry, hurry, before the show begins. My friends, stand in line, get your tickets. I hope you will attain. It'll only cost you 50 cents to see what life has done to those like you and me. See the man with the broken heart, you'll see that he is sad. He hurts so bad, so bad. Has lost the only love she ever had. There's got to be no sadder show who's been crying for 1,000,000 years. So many tears, so many tears. See the girl who's collected broken hearts for souvenirs. It's more exciting than a one-man band. The saddest little show in all the land. So let the sideshow begin. Hurry, hurry. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make you cry. Let the sideshow begin. Hurry, hurry, step right on in. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make you cry. So let the sideshow begin. Hurry, step right on in. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make you cry. Let the sideshow begin. Step right on in. Step right on in. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make you cry.
That was Sideshow by Blue Magic, welcoming you back to Midday Mate. Now, Sideshow is a song recorded by American R&B soul vocal quintet Blue Magic, and it was released in 1974. It was first released on the album Blue Magic, and when issued as a single, it sold over 1 million copies. Blue Magic is an American R&B and soul group, and one of the more popular Philadelphia soul groups of the 1970s. Their most notable songs included smooth soul ballads such as Sideshow, Spell, What's Come Over Me, Three-Ring Circus, and Stop to Start. Well, everybody, you are live in the studio in Busan this Wednesday afternoon. Welcome to Midday Mate. You're listening to us on BEFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Cheongwan and Noksan areas. I am your host, Nick, for this lovely hump day. And earlier today, or just a few minutes ago, we had Cheryl in the studio telling us about the origins of the word cheese, how it came from kasiwas, the Greek word, I can't remember, but it's very interesting nonetheless. And we use the word cheese in our daily lives in many different slang variations. And we've been talking about the literal stuff as well. We've been talking about our favorite cheeses, what it's good with, which is also today's text topic. We've got Dana Emnim, welcome to the show, saying, love this topic today. And one of her friends is currently traveling in France, and she found her new favorite cheese called Caprice de Dieu. I can't read French, but apparently it means God's caprice. I think that's it. That's really cute. France is one of the kings of cheese, or queens of cheese. It's got a lot of great cheese, including Brie, Camembert, and Caprice de Dieu as well. Hopefully your friend has a great cheese vacation. Ponim saying, 저는 치즈는 잘 모르고 잘 안 먹어서 못 고르겠어요. It's okay, but then you mentioned cream cheese. Cream cheese is very good. It's nice on a bit of bread, or especially on a bagel. You have bagels and cream cheese, slightly toasted, maybe with some smoked salmon on it. Bellissimo. I love it. Donna Emnim also saying, 저는 치즈에 견과류랑 말린 과일 같이 올려 먹으면 맛있는 것 같아요. 그리고 그런 핑거바이트는 역시 와인과 함께. Yeah, that sounds good. Cheese, nuts, bit of fruit goes so well, and have a nice, lovely glass of red wine. Jenny EJ Leenim, welcome to the show. It's wonderful to have you here. Hope you're having a good day. Busan Ajanim, welcome. Hope you're having a good day as well. If you have any more messages, just send them to us. Today's question of the day is, what's the best food to eat with cheese? 치즈와 함께 먹을 때 가장 맛있는 음식은 무엇인가요? 오늘의 텍스트 토픽 질문이에요. You can send your messages to #9050, 샵 9050, which will cost you 101, a KakaoTalk message. Just send them to BEFM or 부산영어방송. You can also download the smartphone app and search for exactly the same thing. And or you can join us on YouTube Live. Just go onto BEFM's YouTube page, click the live Midday Mate, come see me here in the studio, talk with all the wonderful mates in the chatting area, builds a little community. It's a lot of fun. And looking at the messages, Drift Monkey Nim saying that they're going on a vacation. Wow! So you're going to go to Seoul, and then of course Busan, and then Osaka, Tokyo. So you're going on a Japan and Korea tour. That sounds fantastic. I hope you get to eat some good cheese. I mean, I know Korea or Japan are not famous for cheese, but there is good cheese here. You just got to search for it. All right, we're going to take a song break, and then we'll be back with today's quote. This is Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin.
Child arrived just the other day. He came to the world in the usual way, but there were planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking for I knew it. And as he grew, he'd say, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad, come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw? I said, not today, I got a lot to do. He said, that's okay, and he walked away, but his smile never dimmed. Said, I'm gonna be like him, yeah, you know I'm gonna be like him. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, the little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. Well, he came from college just the other day. So much like a man, I just had to say, son, I'm proud of you. Can you sit for a while? He shook his head and he said with a smile, what I'd really like, Dad, is to borrow the car keys. See you later, can I have them, please? And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. I've long since retired, my son's moved away. I called him up just the other day. I said, I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said, I'd love to, Dad, if I can find the time. You see, my new job's a hassle and the kids are the flu, but it's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been sure nice talking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, he'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, Dad. We're gonna have a good time then.
That lovely song was Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin, welcoming you back to Midday Mate. It's 1:12 in the afternoon. A lot of you have probably finished your lunch. I hope you had a very delicious one. We're going to keep talking about food today, though, so you can't get your mind off food. Particularly, we're talking about cheese and other types of food. Also, 꼼꼼님 saying BFM은 라이브 방송 참여는 처음인데요. 너무 재밌네요. 라고 하셨어요. 감사합니다. I'm glad you're having a great time. It's even more fun because you're participating, so thank you. And I hope you continue to do so. An interesting one about food. 소이님 saying 런던 베이글 뮤지엄이라고 매일 2-3시간 기다려야 먹을 수 있는 인기 있는 가게가 있는데 이 재밌는 건 런던이랑 베이글이 별로 관계가 없다고 해요. And apparently it's in 제주도에 있대요. You're right. I don't think London has anything to do with bagels. 베이글 하면 뉴욕이죠. I'm pretty sure bagels are like a New York in the USA kind of thing. But then saying so it's not even in London, it's in Jeju. And saying London Bagel Museum에 가면 Union Jack 그 국기도 있고 모양 굿즈도 팔고 Elizabeth 여왕 mug도 팔고 it's just I guess it's I don't know, is it like a theme park? It's like a London theme park that sells bagels. Sounds interesting, and apparently the line is really long. I'll probably give it a miss, but it sounds interesting. Very interesting nonetheless. Jenny EJ Linim chiming in with their take on cheese, saying 향이 강한 치즈는 잘 못 먹는데 친구가 만들어준 크래커랑 브리치즈는 맛있더라고요. Yeah, a lot of people can't take the 향이 강한 치즈. I know a lot of people who the stronger the smell, the more they feel like they want to throw up, they say, which is understandable. Because it can definitely smell bad. You know, like to some people, 청국장 smells terrible. To me, it smells delicious. And to me, cheese smells delicious. So, you know, everyone is different. Everyone's got their own different perspectives on it. No one's wrong. No one's wrong at all. We have Chaesungnim telling us what she had for lunch, saying, my lunch is sweet potatoes. Very nice. Are you on a diet? I thought sweet potatoes were a diet food. Unless you had it with other things. 그냥 고구마만 드셨나요? Or did you have it as like a side dish? Sounds delicious. I do like a good sweet potato every now and then. All right, it is now time for today's quote. And this is where we introduce an encouraging quote from a famous or influential person. However, today, we've got one of those ones. We've got an unknown author. So this usually the quote is someone like Mahatma Gandhi or Nick Jonas, quite random, somebody who's well known. But today, it's unknown. The origin is not known. And this is the quote. Sometimes you just have to pick yourself up and carry on. Sometimes you just have to pick yourself up and carry on. Now, life is full of challenges and obstacles that can knock us down and make us feel defeated. It's easy to get caught up in self-doubt and negativity when things don't go as planned. However, it's important to remember that setbacks are a natural part of life and that we have the strength within us to overcome them. Sometimes the best thing that we can do for ourselves is to pick ourselves up and carry on. This may seem easier said than done, especially when we're feeling overwhelmed or discouraged. However, it is in these moments of adversity that we truly discover our resilience and inner strength. Picking yourself up and carrying on is not about ignoring your feelings or pretending that everything is okay. It's about acknowledging your emotions, processing them, and making a conscious decision to move forward. It's about taking control of your own narrative and refusing to let setbacks define you. So, when we pick ourselves up and carry on, we're showing ourselves and the world that we are capable of overcoming challenges and achieving our goals. We're demonstrating our determination and perseverance in the face of adversity. We are refusing to be defeated by life's curveballs. It's important to remember that picking yourself up and carrying on is a process, not just a one-time event. It requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to learn from our mistakes. It may involve seeking support from friends, family, or even a therapist, and it may require setting new goals or reevaluating our priorities. So that was today's quote by somebody unknown. Whoever made this inspirational quote, props to you. Sometimes you just have to pick yourself up and carry on. I guess it reminds me of the Korean 사자성어, which is what? 7전8기? What is it? It's where you fall down 7 times, get up 8 times. Yeah, 7전8기, right? I think that's right, yeah. You know, don't give up. Even if you fall down 700 times, get up 701 times and you'll keep going. That was today's quote. And we have this every single day. Coming up next is bite-sized banter. Before that, we're going to take a song break. This is Feel Like Making Love by Bad Company.
When I think about you, I think about love. Darling, I don't live without you and your love. If I had those golden dreams of my yesterday, the heaven, but really dying on the way. Feel like making love. Feel like making love. Feel like making love. Feel like making love. Feel like if I think about you, I think about love. Darling, if I live without you, I live without love. And if I had the sun and moon, and they were shining, I would give you both night and day, love satisfying. Feel like making, feel like making love. Feel like making love. Feel like making love. Feel like making love to you. And if I had those golden dreams of my yesterday, I would wrap you in the heaven, really dying on the way. Feel like making, feel like making love. Feel like making love. Feel like making love.
Welcome back to Midday Mate, everybody. It is now time for bite-sized banter, where we're going to talk about fun little things, a bit of chit-chat, and Kimberly is here for that. Welcome to the studio.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Good, good, good.
Hump day is always nice.
I got you to say it now.
I know. I say hump day.
Oh, you do?
On the normal show. Yeah,
oh, okay.
Yeah. I actually first learned the term hump day when I was working in the radio.
Ah.
And it makes sense, it's like a camel's hump.
Mm-hmm.
Up and down.
Right.
Right. It's a great term, and it makes me appreciate Wednesdays a bit more.
Yes, yes, yes. I love Wednesdays.
So, what are we talking about today?
Today's question is, what is the most embarrassing thing you've ever done in front of a crowd?
In front of a crowd?
So it doesn't have to be a huge crowd, like out in public, but I want it to be an embarrassing moment in front of someone at least.
Okay, so an embarrassing thing that you've done in front of people or a crowd.
Yes.
Okay. Huh. Interesting.
As you think.
Okay, you go.
Yeah, I'll go first. So mine isn't a crowd, and I haven't had too many big moments of embarrassment growing up because, I just let it go. Mm-hmm. I have that personality to just let it go. However...
let it go. What do you mean let it go?
Like if something embarrassing were to happen,
I would just
about it. Yeah, I would just laugh it off.
Okay.
It could happen to you too. Karma if you keep laughing at me.
That's a good attitude.
Type of thing.
Yeah, I like that.
But this one thing I cannot get rid of in my head, and I still remember it's when I was really little. I would say about first or second grade. Mm-hmm. So I lived in a little cul-de-sac, which is like a little court of different houses. There was about 5. And I would ride my bike outside, and then I would see my brother. So I saw my brother and his friends, and including one of them was one of my crushes at the time.
So you had a crush on your brother's friends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, he lived in the neighborhood,
He was cool.
Handsome, good-looking, blonde hair. Yeah. Really good at sports, super nice. But so, I was like trying to be really cool. I was taking my bike over, with my, the training wheels. I think I had the training wheels still.
The stabilizer wheels.
Yeah, the small ones. And I was riding it towards them. I was like, hey, oppa.
How old were you?
First or second grade.
Okay. That's like what, like 7, 8 years old?
Yes.
Okay.
And also my brother and I are 7 years apart. So, he was a cool like 14, 15-year-old.
Yeah.
So all the cool oppa들 over there,
Oh.
Like, oppa! And I was like going really fast trying to show off. And then I hit the curb, I fell off my bike, and then I let a really big one rip.
Oh, no. Now, you might have to describe what letting a big one rip means. It's a common expression, let one rip.
Yes. I said it on purpose so that if some people didn't know, they wouldn't know.
Okay.
However, to let one rip means to essentially fart.
Flatulence.
Yes, flatulence.
Yeah. Oh, that's got to be... Oh, I can imagine.
Right?
I don't know what you look like when you were young, so in my head, I just think of you in a tiny body on a tiny bike, falling off your bike and being unfortunate with your bowels.
Yes. And everyone was laughing, my brother, my crush included, and it was really embarrassing. I think it was one of the first embarrassing moments of my life, because I was first or second grade. So it's lived with me until now.
That must have given you trauma.
Yeah, I don't ride a bike anymore.
You don't ride a bike. That's the solution.
Yeah,
don't ride a bike.
I just don't ride a bike.
Okay. Did you ever see the guy again?
I mean, we would see each other, but then I moved when I was in the 3rd grade, so I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Hopefully he's forgotten about it.
Or maybe he's like, oh yeah, remember that kid?
Yeah.
Who fell and farted?
You remember Kimberly? Maybe he's on another radio show somewhere else in the world talking about this. Yeah. That's pretty embarrassing. I don't think any of mine would top that.
Oh no.
I don't think... I've done embarrassing things where, even 10, 20 years later, you randomly remember it, and then you cringe so hard that you did it.
Yeah.
I don't have anything that bad, so I can't top it. I do remember once, when I was young, I came to Korea, and this was in the 90s, and it was New Year's, and they were having some New Year's television show, and they were inviting all the children onto the stage. It was outdoors.
Ooh,
And I went on, I was like, 7 or 8 years old.
Oh, around the same age.
And they asked all the kids to dance, And like, so me and these other kids were dancing, and I guess I danced so hard I accidentally kicked my shoe off, and it went right into the crowd.
Oh,
and
that's
like,
so cute.
Yeah, and I remember being really embarrassed as a kid because I didn't speak Korean back then, so he was like the host was saying something and laughing, and the crowd was like, ha, and I was like, oh no.
Oh,
what just happened?
You know what? I thought you were going to say something like you're dancing so hard that your pants fell off or something.
I don't think I would. Yeah, I don't think I would be here right now.
But your shoe falling off, that's like really cute.
I was just a kid, so it was embarrassing for me. So I kicked it off into the crowd.
Powerful.
Yeah, powerful. I've had, things that happen in front of people I like. But I'm not going to talk about them because I don't want to relive those experiences. Listeners, tell me, what is something embarrassing that's happened to you in front of a person or in front of a crowd? Kimberly, thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye. That was Bite-Sized Banter talking about embarrassing things we've done in front of a crowd. And I must say, Kimberly's sounds very embarrassing. But Choi Sung-nim comes in with words of comfort, saying, we all fart. 맞습니다. We all fart. 근데 짝사랑 앞에서 fart 하지 않죠. You got to try not to do that. If you do, you'll probably never see them again. They'll probably never love you. Well, they might do. They might think it's cute. But that's terrible. And we've got some good ones coming in as well. 꼼꼼님 saying, 저한테 the most embarrassing thing in front of a crowd는 중2 때 버스에서 내리다가 스텝 엉켜서 네 발로 기어가면서 넘어진 거예요. 하필 빨간 불이라서 버스 승객들한테 넘어진 모습, 그리고 플러스 기어가면서 엉덩이 보여준 기억이 아직까지도 생생하네요. Yeah. You still remember that from when you were in middle school. You're going to remember that until your last days. For the next 50 years, you're going to remember that 꼼꼼님. So you might as well get used to it. That sounds terrible. Hopefully your trousers were pulled up, so nothing too much was shown. But that sounds very, very embarrassing. 포님 as well saying, 저는 교수님이 시켜서 마네킹 가지고 하임리 연습을 시연하는데 마네킹이 너무 무거운 거예요. 그래서 너무 무거워서 버둥거리면서 제대로 못했을 때 사람들이 막 웃었어요. 부끄러웠어요. Oh yeah, I've done the Heimlich maneuver training, and you have to like press on them, but you had to lift them up. Oh, Heimlich is behind them, pulling back, right? If they're choking, that must have been embarrassing, especially if everybody else around you was able to lift it up. But I think those mannequins would be very heavy, so nothing to be too embarrassed about. Hopefully, in real life, if somebody is choking on food in a restaurant in front of you, Pornim, hopefully they're smaller than you. Hopefully they're not too heavy, so you can save their life. Pengswapanim saying in front of a crowd, the most embarrassing thing was during my middle school ages. I sang a song called I Believe I Can Fly, even though I was tone deaf. Ooh, yeah. I feel you, brother. I feel you. Because I too am tone deaf. 저도 음치예요. So I don't sing. But, you wanted to sing. You should do what you want. But still, I'm sure everybody else must have thought it was funny. You do what you want. Do what makes you happy. We've got more coming in. I'll read them soon. We did have a message from Sylvia Nim talking about what they're doing. And Sylvia Nim, also known as another person on our chatting group, saying, Hi Nick and 나PD Nim, 점심 식사 마치고 지금 차로 이동 중에 라디오로 듣고 있습니다. 어머니와 반려묘의 유산균 섭취를 위해서 저는 리코타 치즈를 집에서 직접 만들어 드리고 있습니다. Wow, ricotta cheese. Yeah, that's full of, what is it, those microbiome, gut bacteria. The bacteria that is good for your gut. Yeah, awesome. And then saying 가꾸은 로즈메리와 올리브 브레드에 발라서 와인과 함께 먹으면 저희 어머니께서 The taste of heaven, 천국의 맛이라고 해주세요. 이제 반려묘도 이 치즈를 잘 먹어준답니다. I didn't know that cats eat cheese. Interesting. Yeah, the best cats, I assume. And then sending pictures of the cheese. It looks so good. I don't think there's anything that you can't bake. 구울 수 없는 게 있나요? And then adding tomatoes on top. Sounds fantastic. Keep the messages coming in. We'll be back after a song break. We're going to listen to Lost Stars by Adam Levine.
just a boy caught up in dreams and fantasies. Please see me reaching out for someone I can't see. Take my hand, let's see where we wake up tomorrow. Best laid plans, sometimes it's just a one-night stand. I'll be damned, Cupid's demanding back his arrow. So let's get drunk on our Tuesday. God, tell us the reason you're this wasted on the young. It's hunting season and the lambs are on the run, searching for meaning. But are we all lost stars, trying to light up the dark? Who are we? Just a speck of dust within the galaxy. Woe is me if we're not careful, turns into reality. Don't you dare let our best memories bring you sorrow. Yesterday I saw a lion kiss a deer. Turn the page, maybe we'll find a brand new ending, where we're dancing in our tears. And God, tell us the reason you're this wasted on the young. It's hunting season and the lambs are on the run, searching for meaning. But are we all lost stars, trying to light up the dark? And I thought I saw you out there crying. And I thought I heard you call my name. Yeah, yeah. And I thought I heard you out there crying. Oh, just the same. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. God, and give us the reason you're this wasted on the young. It's sun's a season and this lamb is on the run, searching for meaning. But are we all lost stars, trying to light up this dark? And I thought I saw you out there crying. And I thought I heard you call my name. And I thought I heard you out there crying. Oh, but are we all lost stars, trying to light up the dark? But are we all lost stars, trying to light up the dark?
We just listened to Lost Stars by Adam Levine. Welcome back to Midday Mate. It's 1:37 in the afternoon, and we've got a lot of messages coming in about embarrassing moments. It's good. This is like therapy. It's therapy. We're opening up. We're healing our wounds. 소희님 saying 최근 일인데요. 비디오 콜링으로 단체 연수가 있었어요. 저는 화면으로는 열심히 공부하는 척했지만 사실 라디오 크게 틀어놓고 있었거든요. 그런데 갑자기 뜨는 화면 기아는 음소거 되었습니다. 떴대요. 이 강사님이 절 음소거 시켰어요. 제가 소리 끄는 걸 깜빡해서요. 너무 창피했네요. You were silenced by the professor because you forgot to turn your microphone on mute. You know what? Because of COVID, lots of people used online calling. I've heard of so many bad things because of that. People, sleeping, people not wearing all of their clothes, and etc. It's bound to happen. Jenny E.J. Lee님 saying 저는 초등학교 1학년 때 운동회 날 선생님께서 갑자기 릴레이 달리기를 하라고 해서 달렸는데 바톤 받고 반대 방향으로 달렸어요. That sounds cute. 귀엽네요. That's got to be embarrassing. You take it and you're on the opposite direction and you lose the race for your team. It can happen. Don't worry. It can happen. Don't worry. Stuff like that does happen. I've got a message as well. My dad is listening to this show somewhere. He says he has an embarrassing moment saying, I walked into a mirror wall at a nightclub in 1985. I then apologized to my reflection. It's a very British thing to do. Don't worry. I'm sure no one was looking. It's just your reflection that would have made fun of you. Lots of embarrassing things happen, but that's life. You live and you learn, you move on, and you're traumatized for the rest of your life. All right, it is now time for Don't Make a Scene. And this is where we make a scene from a movie or TV show. This week, we are going over Liar Liar, a comedy movie starring Jim Carrey. The previous days, we've learned expressions like, did you do something to your hair? It's a bit extreme, isn't it? So we're going to learn the next part of this. Let's listen to the audio clip.
Whoa! Hey! Did you do something to your hair?
It's a bit extreme, isn't it?
No! I mean, that's a thing nowadays, right?
Well, he said it would accent my facial features.
Well, that's what it does. It completely accents your facial features. We're just gonna go down to my office now.
Taking lunch orders, Mr. Reed. Anything?
No, thanks. Had so much for breakfast, I'm just about ready to pop. I mean, I'm full.
Okay.
That was the scene that we're going over from Liar Liar, the 1997 comedy movie. I was actually watching a documentary video about Jim Carrey last night. It's very sad. He has a very, very interesting life, a very sad, tragic life as well sometimes. He's still around, but yeah, a very interesting guy. And this is one of his great movies, one of my favorites. Now, the phrase that we're going over today is, that's the thing nowadays. That's the thing nowadays. So if you remember, or if you've seen the movie, he's talking to his colleague and he says, hey, did you do something to your hair? Because her hair is very crazy and spiky. And then she goes, it's a bit extreme, isn't it? And then Jim Carrey replies, no, that's the thing nowadays. 분명히 거짓말하고 있죠. He's like, that's the thing nowadays. He's trying to make her feel a bit better. So that's the thing. The thing is a very useful word in English. It's a very 범위가 조금 많이 넓은 단어예요. It's the thing, which means it's in. It's it, which means 유행이라는 뜻이에요. 유행. It's the thing nowadays. It's in trend. It's fashionable. 요즘 인기가 있다라는 뜻이에요. So that's the thing these days. If we give another example, you can say wearing oversized clothes or baggy clothes is the thing nowadays. 이 오버사이즈 옷을 입는 게 요즘 유행이야. Or people love taking photos of their food. That's the thing nowadays. 사람들이 음식 사진 찍는 게 요즘 대세야. 요즘 유행이야. It's a very common term. I think you can say that's the thing. 그리고 that's a thing. No. Can you? That's a thing? No. I guess, but that's the thing, I think is the correct way. That's in fashion. That's the trend nowadays or these days. So this example says, no, that's the thing nowadays. 요즘 그런 게 유행이잖아. So let's listen to that line once more.
That's the thing nowadays.
He's saying that's the thing. I'm not sure if he's saying that's a thing or that's the thing. But both of them have the same meaning. That's a thing nowadays. He's obviously lying, as is the point for the movie. Drift Monkey Nim, very good, saying, well, that's the thing. You can use it for a lot of situations. Yeah, thing you can use in many, many situations, various situations. In this particular case, it means in fashion. It is the trend. 요즘 유행이다라는 뜻입니다. So that was today's Don't Make a Scene. A very useful expression if you want to say something that is in at the moment, if you want to say that is the thing nowadays. We're going to take a quick song break and we'll be back with Poetry in Motion. This is Sympathetique by Pink Martini.
Ma chambre a la forme d'une cage. Le soleil passe son bras par la fenêtre. Les chasseurs à ma porte comme les petits soldats qui veulent me prendre. Je ne veux pas travailler, je ne veux pas déjeuner, je veux seulement oublier et puis je fume. Déjà j'ai connu le parfum de l'amour, 1 million de roses n'embaumerait pas autant. Maintenant une seule fleur dans mes entourages me rend malade. Je ne veux pas travailler, je ne veux pas déjeuner, je veux seulement oublier et puis je fume. Je ne suis pas fière de sa vie qui veut me tuer. C'est magnifique être sympathique, mais je ne le connais jamais. Je ne veux pas travailler, non, je ne veux pas déjeuner. Je veux seulement oublier, et puis je fume. Sympathique, mais je ne le connais jamais. Je ne veux pas travailler, non, je ne veux pas déjeuner. Je veux seulement oublier, et puis je
That was Sympathetique by Pink Martini. Very nice song. I like listening to French music. I quite like it when I don't understand the music, so sometimes Italian or French songs are very interesting. Welcome back to Midday Mate, everyone. It's 1:47 in the afternoon. It's time for Poetry in Motion. And this is where we go over a Korean poem, a very short poem. We talk about it and we semi-translate it into English. Now, we can't capture the original beauty, but we try, so you at least have an idea. Now, today's poem is called The 40th Spring, 40번째 봄, by 한민복, and it goes something like this. 꽃 피기 전 봄산처럼, 꽃핀 봄산처럼 누군가의 가슴 울렁여 보았으면, like a spring hill before blooming, like a spring hill in full bloom, I wish to make somebody's heart beat. Ta-da! That was a great poem by Han Min-bok, born in 1962, a legendary Korean poet. He graduated from the creative writing department of the Seoul Institute of Arts and began his career as a poet after the literary journal World's Literature published his poem 성선설, The Theory of Innate Goodness in 1988. Since his debut, he has written 5 poetry collections, including 울시의 일일, A Day in the Life of 울. I guess, not depression. And that was published in 1990. And then his collections of essays, including Regretful Heart, 미안한 마음, published in 2006. Mainly interested in capitalism and poverty, he criticizes the absurdities of modern civilization. A fantastic poem, and I love these short and sweet poems. But there you go. We have more messages coming in. I have no idea how to read your name. It's just a bunch of lines. But then, thank you very much for your compliment. It's very nice. Lovely to meet you. I'll take that as a nice compliment. We're going to take a quick song break, and then we'll be back. This is Even the Losers by Fitz and the Tantrums. That was Even the Losers by Fitz and the Tantrums. And that song goes out to Jenny E.J. Leenham, who ran the wrong way in a baton race. No, I'm joking. I'm just making fun. It's been a great day. It's come to the end of the show. It is still only 2 p.m. though, nearly, so you got a long day ahead of you. I hope it's full of happiness and great things. Also, Jenny saying 봄에 꼭 어울리는 시네요. Yeah, the poem that we just read for Poetry in Motion, which was by 한민복. Beautiful poem, the 40th spring. And thank you, Pengso Apanim, for writing it out so everyone can see the English translation as well as the original poem in Korean for everybody on the YouTube chat. 미역셀리님 messaging and saying 오늘도 행복한 2시간 만들어주셔서 감사합니다. Thank you for making the past 2 hours even greater. Tomorrow we'll be back. We've got Michael in the studio for Close Up. We're going to be talking movies. I know lots of people are fans of all things media here, so it's going to be great. Come join us tomorrow. And on that note, I'm going to leave you just for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Our last song is going to be Dancing in the City by Marshall Hain. Everyone have a wonderful day.
Here and you need some action, we have a remedy that could really catch on. Needs to see another face at light of time. If you're feeling dull and run down, we can really make you shine. Dancing in the city, alleys that we run through. Now we've just begun to have fun tonight. Dancing in the city, run through. Now we've just begun to have fun tonight. Can you feel the darkness call that the streets have?